So I hope everyone pays attention and I don't need any disturbance in between the class. Especially Pratiksha, I want you to stay quiet and listen to the class. Yes. In EVS part 2, what all we discussed, children? We saw the main source of water is rain. Yes. The main source of water is rain. So today we are going to see part 3. Yes, we saw about dam. Very good, Meenaja. So let's have a small recap of the previous session. The main source of water is rain. Yes, body temperature. Water maintains a body temperature. Then what else does it does to our body? Hydrates our body. Helps in digestion. Good, Mahati. Helps to convert food to energy. Yes. So, yes, very good. And tell me, what are all the forms of water? In which form we do see water as? Rivers, good. Then rain. Lakes. Yes, lakes, rivers, ponds, and we also see underground. That is underground water. Yes. What are the storage of rainwater? Yes, dams. Very good, children. So large amount of rainwater gets collected in the river with the help of dams, which is built across the river. Yes, at home, how do we store the rainwater? Yes, good, Sahid. Rainwater harvesting. So each and every house is built with rainwater harvesting to store the rainwater. Yes. Okay. So what is a dam? What is a dam? Okay, it is used to store water. No, no one is giving me the exact answer. Dam is a high wall with gates. So whenever they ask you what is a dam, you should give answer this way, not the uses. Okay, use means you can tell it stores water or it is used as a reservoir. But what is a dam? Dams are nothing but it is a high wall, long, big wall with gates. So now we can see the uses of dams. It helps to stop river water from flowing. Then what are all the uses, children? It stores large amount of water, which is called a reservoir. Yes, it generates to generate electricity. Very good. To generate hydroelectricity. Yes, it is used for agriculture. That is irrigation. Yes, good. And also for factories. So water stored is used for commercial purposes like irrigation, factories to generate hydroelectricity. Apart from that, even underground water is drawn with the help of tube wells for irrigation. So, those are the uses of dams. And commercial, what are the commercial uses of water? Irrigation. What is irrigation, children?
Agriculture field.
No, agriculture field. Okay, correct. That is farming. I'm asking what is irrigation? Agriculture field, crops, all that are farming.
Irrigation means gives water and crops.
So irrigation giving water to crops. So it's a method of giving water to crops. So farmers depend on river water, underground water to irrigate the crops. Next is factories. How water is used in factories? It is used as the coolant agent. Yes, Mahati, good for cooling. So due to the constant working of the machines, the machines get heated up. So water is used as a cooling agent to cool down the machineries. It is used in making so many materials like paper, soft drinks, and also many other things. So each and every factory require water. That is why factories are built near the rivers because they need large amount of water. Last is to generate electricity. So last class we saw how what hydroelectricity is produced from water, right? So this is the map or to illustrate how the process of hydroelectricity works. See, here this is the dam. So how does it happen? The water flows through the pipe which we call it as penstock, and the force of the water from the dam, it rotates the turbine. Yes, good. It rotates the turbine, and when the turbine rotates, it produces some current, and that current, with that current, the generator produces electricity. So from this generator, the transfer collects the current, that is electric, and it transforms everywhere through the transmission lines. So this is how the hydroelectric station works. So only the force of the water near the dams is required to produce the current, that is electricity. Yes, the two major dams we saw was Metur Dam and Amaravati Dam. Yes. Now let's see today's session. Yes, today we are going to see the three states or forms of water. Can someone tell me what are the three states or forms of water? So water exists in three different.
Ma'am, liquid, solid, water, vapor, ma'am.
Very good, Maha. Yes, it exists in three different forms. That is solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state. So in solid state, we can see water in the form of ice blocks or in the form of snow. Liquid form, that is the usual form, normal form of water which we drink. And the last one is the steam, water vapor. So how does the ice cube, that is a solid form, is formed? So when the water freezes, it becomes ice. So in normal temperature, solid form does not happen. Only when the temperature is very low, below 0 degree Celsius, the solid form, the solid state of water happens. Next is the liquid form. Liquid form is the wet and fluid type, which we are familiar with. It is used in so many ways like washing, drinking, cleaning, and all that. Last is the vapor. The gaseous state is the water vapor which is present in air around us. But only thing is that we will not be able to see it. But everywhere water vapor is present everywhere. Sometimes when the cool air, when the cool breeze, blows, we can feel the water vapor present in the atmosphere. So these are the three different forms or states of water. So how does this happen? So water changes from one form to another by the change in temperature. Now let's see how does the change in temperature affect the forms of water. For example, here are the three states of water. Can you see the screen, children?
Yes, ma'am.
See, this is the solid form, ice cubes. This is the liquid form. And here, can you see the steam, water vapor? So this is the gaseous form.
Gas.
Magisha, mute yourself, dear. Yes. So, for example, take a container full of ice cubes. That is the solid form. Next, you heat the ice cubes. What happens? When you eat the ice cubes, what happens, children? Yes, very good, Arul. It melts. So when you eat the ice cubes, it immediately melts. So what happens? Ice cubes changes the forms on eating and it transforms into liquid form. So when you eat the ice cube, it transforms into water. Next, again you eat it. When you eat the liquid, that liquid form, that is water, what happens? Yes, steam comes out, right? When you eat the water, what happens? Immediately the steam, that is water vapor, comes. What change will you be able to see? Only steam coming out, that's all. See, for example, if you boil for about 5 to 10 minutes, will the water level be same or will it reduce? Reduce, yes, it decreases. Can you see here? The water level is here. After boiling it, it has reduced to this much. So when you eat the water, it evaporates because the content of it will change into steam, that is gaseous form. So there is a decrease in the content. So changing of water into water vapor on eating, this process only we call it as evaporation. What do we call that? Evaporation. So water, converting of water into water vapor on eating, we call it as evaporation. So water is evaporating and that process is called evaporation. Next, now switch off this eating process. Okay, now let the water begins to cool. So when the water begins to cool, what will happen? The steam will get back its original position. The steam will become liquid again. So when you cool it, the liquid will get back its original, the steam will get back its original form, that it becomes water again. So,
Ma'am.
yes, Charmita, can you mute your video and audio? So the converting of steam into water on cooling, we call it as condensation. So evaporation and condensation both are two opposite process. So what is evaporation, children? Who's annotating? So when we cool the hot water, Pratiksha, do not ask for annotation. It changes back into liquid on cooling. This process only we call it as condensation. And the liquid, when we keep it in the freezer, what happens? If we keep it in the refrigerator, yes, it becomes ice. So the water, on cooling the water, it changes into solid form. So decreasing the temperature, it changes from liquid into solid form. Okay, now let's see one small activity. This you can try at home. For example, take a pan with water and boil it. What happens? We will see the steam coming out, right? And there will be a reduction in the level of water. So this form of water changes. So the liquid form of water changes into gaseous form by boiling. This process only we call it as evaporation. Next, now switch off the stove and cover the vessel with the lid. What will you see on top of the lid, children? Won't you see some droplets of water? Yes, good, Sharon. We see some droplets of water because when you cool down the water, the evaporated water will turn into water droplets. So water vapor changes into liquid on cooling. This process we call it as condensation. Next, last is the freezing. So fill a ice cube tray or a bottle with water and keep it inside the refrigerator. Sanmita, do you want me to take the class or not, Sanmita? How many times do you want me to decline your annotation? So after sometimes what happens? The water changes into solid form. So the liquid water changes into ice by freezing. So this you can try at home. These are small activities to understand evaporation, condensation and freezing. So children, did you understand how the the water changes its form according to the increase and decrease in temperature? Yes. Now we are going to see the next topic, that is water cycle. See, at home, we understood how evaporation, condensation occurs, but atmosphere, in the environment also, evaporation and condensation, and the third process, precipitation, occurs. And this process we call it as water cycle, because this water cycle is a continuous process and it does not stops. The process continues, and because of that only the water is present on earth because the source of water is very limited. Only certain amount of water is present on earth. If there is no water cycle, then before millions of years itself the water would have been existed. So water cycle helps in maintaining the water on the surface of the earth. Solid form of ice is found on the poles of the earth. Have you seen North Pole and South Pole? It is always cool and it is always frozen with glaciers. So when the temperature is very low, we can find the solid forms. That is snow and glaciers, ice, all these are solid forms of water. And liquid forms of water found in seas, lakes, oceans. And the third state, gaseous form of water is found in the water vapor, which is present in everywhere, all around us. So the three states are found in atmosphere and environment. Now let's see about the water cycle. See, can you see the water? The river? So what happens? The hot sun. Here the first, the heating process starts. The hot sun. Due to the heat of the sun, the water gets evaporated. The water gets evaporated and it moves up. So the water vapor moves up. It moves to a certain height. At high altitude, that is at height which is very far from the ground level, there the air will be very cool. So what happens? There the cooling happens. The water is cool there. I mean the air is cool there. So what happens? The water vapor is converted into clouds. Can you see small water droplets? I'm annotating. What will happen? It will join together and form the clouds. So all these water vapor, they join together to form clouds. So here condensation occurs. So next process happens. So condensation occurs. Michael, listen. Next, after condensation, at one point of time, the cloud becomes very heavy because of the content of water particles. So when the water vapor joins together and form the clouds, at one point of time, the cloud cannot hold the water because the weight of it will make it to pour. So what happens? It pours down as rain or snow. So the water vapor is converted into water again. So the clouds pour down as water, that is called precipitation. Now again the water reaches the river. So again from the river the water evaporates. Now again condensation occurs at high altitude and after condensation again precipitation occurs. So this process is a continuous process. So because of this only there is the content of water is present in our earth. If there is no water cycle, then there won't be any water. So you understood what is water cycle, children? So there is limited amount of water on the earth. This water keeps circulating in the environment. Water cycle is the process through which water circulates in the environment. Water cycle consists of three main processes: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. So first step, what happens? Water from the surface of water bodies changes into vapor or steam when it is heated up due to sun's heat. This process is called evaporation. Water vapor is warm and light. So what happens? It rises up in the air. The air high up is cold. So when the warm water vapor reaches the cold layers of air, it cools down. This makes water vapor change back into drops of water. These drops of water form clouds. This process of changing of water vapor back into water is called condensation. So at high at high altitude condensation happens. Next third process is the precipitation. Precipitation occurs when there is enough water collected in the air in the form of clouds. So there be clouds, and at one point of time when the cloud is heavy with full of water, it pours down as rain, or in some places it pours down as snow. So the clouds get heavy and water falls down as rain or snow. So when water falls down as rain or snow, it may fall down in oceans, rivers, or lakes. This water gets evaporated due to sun's heat and the water cycle repeats. So this is how the water cycle functions. So you understood how water cycle happens? Yes, next we are going to see the cultural importance of water. Can someone tell me why water is very important in all religion?
Without water, we can't live.
See, every temple. Okay, that is importance of water. I'm asking importance of water in each religion, like Hindu, Muslim, Christian. See, in every temple there is a pond, right? Why, children? To clean, very good. To clean what?
Hands and hands and legs, ma'am.
To clean our body, is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mind, body, impurities, very good. Who said impurities? Very good. To clean our yes, good. So it cleans all the impurities. It means water is used as a cleansing agent. It cleans.
Poured on a child's head.
Who's that? Please mute yourself. So water is believed that it cleanses our mind and body. It washes all the impurities. Impurities in the meaning sins. Sins is, do you all know what is the meaning of sin, children? Pavam. Sometimes we hurt so many people, right? We hurt so many small animals, organisms, people, and all that. That comes under sin. So to wash away all our sin, to wash away all the bad things in our mind and body, we use water as a cleansing agent. So each and every religion has its own importance connected with water. So have you seen people washing their hands and feet before prayer? Why? Because they believe that water is a cleaner of all the impurities of our mind and body. In Islam, also, water plays a very important role and acts as a cleansing and purifying agent. So before they do the prayer, they wash their hands. And some mosques have a courtyard with a pool of clear water in the center. So what do they before they do the prayer? They wash their hands. They used as a cleaning agent. So water symbolizes purity. So water is very useful and it plays very important role in every religion. So, and next we come to Christianity. In Christianity also water plays very important role. So have you seen fathers pouring water on child's head?
But I didn't see any screen, ma.
So in Christianity they do? Yes dear, I'm working on it. 2 minutes. So when a child is born in Christianity religion, what do? They give baptism. Baptism meaning that is the child comes under Christianity. Holy water is being poured on child head. So this is a ritual being followed in Christianity, and water is used as a purifying agent. So this is how each and every religion makes use of water, and they consider water as a form of purity and cleansing agent. So children, today we saw about water cycle, forms of water and cultural importance of water. Now can I ask you all questions? Pranav Darshan 3D. Can you unmute yourself, Pranav? Okay, Ridushana.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is the solid form of water?
Ice cubes.
Yes, good dear. You can mute yourself. Next, Kaushik. Kaushik, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is the gaseous form of water?
Don't know, ma'am. Don't know,
What
ma'am.
happens when you eat the water? What comes out?
Water vapor.
Good. So water vapor is a gaseous form. Kaushik, now you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You can mute yourself. Next, Janvi. Janvi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What are the three processes in water cycle, dear?
Ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, tell another time, ma'am.
Do you know the answer or not?
I know, ma'am.
Yes, tell me then.
Evaporation, steam,
Evaporation, good. Next.
steam, ma'am.
No, it is condensation. After evaporation, it is condensation. And one more.
I can don't know, ma'am.
Okay. Kailash, are you there, Kailash? Yes, Kailash. Can you tell me what are the three processes in water cycle?
Evaporation, condensation, precipitation.
Good. Evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Very good. Next, Mahati.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is evaporation, dear?
Steam vacuum steam. Changes into water vapor.
What changes into water vapor?
Water.
Very good. Water changes into water vapor on boiling or on eating. Very good, Mahati. That is called evaporation.
Thank
Yes.
you, ma'am.
Yes, dear. Next, Sudarshini. Sudarshini, are you there?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is condensation?
Is changing of water vapor back into water.
Very good. Changing of water vapor into water on cooling is condensation. Good, Sudarshini. You can mute yourself.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, Devarshit.
Jai Gurudev, ma'am.
Jai Gurudev Devarshit. Give me the commercial uses of water.
Drinking, washing,
Commercial.
factories,
Good. Factories. Then,
water plant,
yes, water plant. Hydroelectric plants
electricity,
to produce electricity. Okay. Then,
to make bricks.
irrigation.
Bricks.
Okay. Thank you, Devarshit. You can mute yourself. Yes. Last question to Sanmita. Sanmita. Sanmita, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. What are the uses of dams?
Ma'am,
Yes, Sanmita, tell me fast. We are running out of time.
water,
To store water, okay.
Rainwater harvesting.
It is not rainwater harvesting. To store rainwater for irrigation, factories. Okay, Sanmita, you can mute yourself. So, children, with
Yes, ma'am.
this lesson gets over. So, please read your textbook and your classwork's notes will be sent. Please write your classwork also. Okay, with this, we'll conclude today's session. Jai Gurudev. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Jai Guru.